Hey, what's up, tubers? This is the SHTF Hunter, and the title of this video is not clickbait. My grandfather was a fugitive from justice for about 18 years, and I, I never really knew my grandpa on my dad's side of the family. He died when I was 5 years old. That's like back in 1980 when he passed away. And he died from black lung working in coal mines, but we'll try to get into this story. I wish I had more details, and I know a lot of people was interested in this stuff. It's kind of wild, but so I guess not. He walked off of a prison camp in 1947, and it was a prison camp in York County, Virginia. There was a little article on the internet about it from like a Pikeville newspaper. Anyway, I don't think the that website's there no more because when I cross reference the two names, the name he used and his name, I cannot find this on the internet no more. So my sister found it, and then I found it, and I made a copy of it. But so yeah, in 1947, he walked off of a prison camp in York County, Virginia, which is all the way over on the east coastline next to Virginia Beach. And he was supposed to serve 5 years sentence for breaking and entering. And I guess he'd always told my dad and sisters, or my dad's sisters, that he bought a gun that was stolen, got caught with it. But you know, you don't want to tell your kids you got caught breaking in, probably. But so after about he was denied parole, and after about 16 months of the 5 year sentence, he walked off of prison camp. Now, when I was growing up, I didn't believe this story for a long time because usually my dad would be drinking, and when he told me this story, and it sounded pretty far fetched, I just really didn't believe it until later on when him and my sister, him and his sisters get talking about it. And so yeah, and my dad he'd tell me stories like when they moved all over Virginia and Kentucky and West Virginia, going to coal mining towns and renting houses, and they lived in a whole lot of places, because he was evading the law. And I don't know, I don't know for sure if Dad and his sisters really knew they kept moving because they was evading the law or something. But anyway, my dad was born in 1950, so 3 years after my grandpa walked off prison camp, 3 years later, my dad was born, and they had a total of 5 kids before he got caught, and in them 18 years. But pretty wild. Dad said that he had a girlfriend that assisted him, like left him some clothing, and I think turpentine. He supposedly put turpentine on his feet to knock off a dog's senses where they couldn't smell him. But so yeah, it's a real wild story, and I wish I had more details about it. But back in, the way he stole the identity of Zeb Justice, and the way he done it, from my understanding, back in them times, somebody died like near the weekend, the courthouse was closed. You'd take the social security card and the death certificate, or it may have been just a death certificate, and leave it on like a courthouse steps or courthouse porch with maybe a rock on it or something, and then Monday when they come to work, they'd file it, file a death certificate. Supposedly that's how he stole the identity of Zeb Justice, and they went by the my dad and 4 of his sisters were born under the Justice name. Later on, my dad had to change his name back to what it was supposed to be, and my last name, which I'd rather not tell you, but but so it's pretty wild, you know. Man evaded the law for 18 years before getting caught. When they finally did catch him, they called. Dad said him and his sisters said that you know they was I think he got caught in this area when they finally caught up with him. Said that they remember the day when they said FBI agents come to the house. You know, they was wondering kind of why the agents were there in their house or whatever. But anyway, they moved a lot when they was growing up, and they said anytime anybody got to asking a lot of questions about who they were and where they came from, you know, they'd pack up in the middle of the night and boogie on out and go find another coal mining town where nobody knew them, and they rent a lot of old shack like houses, you know. It's just, I'm sure it was a rough life for them for all them years. But anyway, I know some of you people like to hear these stories about, you know, people's personal stories, but I thought you might enjoy this, and I wish I had more in-depth details, but this is the SHTF Hunter, and I'm out.